Another week, boys, and another TWAB. This week at Bungie, we showed some of the new gear that's coming with Lightfall. We also previewed some of the changes coming to the weapon sandbox, and even more. But first, here's a brief reminder of what we talked about in the last week's blog. We announced the new Festival of the Lost Armor sets for voting. Deep Sign weapons obtained at the helm now have a daily rotation. Iron Banner reputation gains have been increased. Some Bungie store rewards will expire when the season ends, so go get them. Oh, and if you didn't read about that incoming economy update, go do it now. And that economy update being, guys, essentially everything that's going to be changing with 8-1, legacy focusing, all that stuff. We've got a video on it already. Feel free to check that one out. Got that? Good. Let's talk about today's TWAB then. Here's what we have for you. Have you watched Lightfall's exotic gear trailer? A reminder to go read the Weapon Sandbox blog. It's also Black History Month. Blues are gone for real this time. And yes, I can confirm they are gone and legendaries are dropping like mad. You can also vote for the next Trials map and Lightfall pre-launch downtime and pre-download details. Okay. Now some exotic greatness. Only 26 days, my people, or magenta. Am I saying that right? That's how little time we have left before Lightfall. And all its amazing content is here. We don't want to spoil what's coming, but we also want you to have something that makes the wait a bit more fun. That's why we recently launched this sneak peek at some of the new exotic weapons and armor coming in Lightfall. Take a look if you haven't, or gaze upon its greatness once more. Now guys, we did a trailer breakdown, but something we didn't know during the breakdown, and this was actually confirmed by Bungie, the exotic Glaive isn't going to be present in our kinetic slots. And this is why we were so excited about it. We thought it was going to be present in the kinetic slot considering it's a stasis Glaive. In fact though, this is going to be our first heavy exotic Glaive. So it's going to be present in the heavy slots. I know for some this actually kills this weapon for you. I'm hoping we don't get another Salvation Script 2.0, but yes, I am bummed out that it's not present in that kinetic slot. I feel like it would have matched up perfectly with so many other energy options. Now here's a summary of the gear that was shown off. Final warning, holding down the trigger of this kinetic slot strand sidearm will mark targets within range and load a burst of bullets. And when hip firing, projectiles track aggressively toward marked targets. What was really cool, Mercules actually went into detail in the podcast and essentially said the design philosophy behind the sidearm, or at least its inspiration, was from Tiku's Divination and Devil's Ruin. It's also going to be a rapid fire sidearm. Now, deterministic chaos. While holding the trigger, every fourth bullet of this void machine gun becomes a heavy projectile that weakens targets on impact. And every fourth heavy projectile makes targets volatile on impact. Now, what's crazy about this one is we're curious how this will synergize with things like Falcons. Will we get like a double up of volatile explosions? We'll see. Now, Winter Bite. This heavy exotic stasis Glaive fires a large ball of energy that locks onto nearby targets and freezes them. Now, Arachne's Facade. After grappling, this exotic helmet gives extra protection as hunters gain body armor. Now it states only body, the head is still vulnerable, as well as flinch resistance. It's gonna be really interesting to see how this works. And again, this is only after grappling. Ambient Leap. When Titans use their barricade, it gives extra armor to its wielder and spawns 2 additional seeking projectiles that tracks targets aggressively and suspends them. So we know from our subclass, we're gonna be actually creating one of these projectiles, and it's probably gonna be the middle projectile, similar to like Kepri's Horn or any regular wave frame. But with Ambient Leap, it will give us 2 more. So almost like a dead messenger effect. Now it says tracks aggressively. Curious what that actually means. I love this right here though, the extra armor. You may actually be able to survive a lot of things, literally just popping your barricade. Like if you're getting rushed by a shotgun rusher, pop your barricade, tank whatever it is they're trying to kill you with, and then suspend them and kill them. Now Swarmers. This new exotic leg armor allows warlocks to create threadlings to infest and attack enemies after destroying a tangle. And that's that big explosion that we saw in the trailer. Now it states here, more exotic weapons and armor pieces coming with Lightfall, and of course, some cool legendary ones. We're keeping the details about those undercover for now, but we have a few pictures to share. Oh, look at that. Sidearm looks sexy, man. The machine gun is something I'm really excited about. The Glaive. I know we're let down about it, but that is one sexy weapon. Now, weapons are a-changing. Let's keep talking about weapons. Some of you love to find that perfect combination of perks for your favorite builds. Others might just be collectors looking to have a new unique role. And there are also some that enjoy min-maxing everything and want to gather the most precise information about archetypes, damage percentages, and in the end, what will hurt bosses the most. We have some information about all of them in our weapon tuning article, published just yesterday, and here's a small recap. Machine gun and heavy grenade launcher buffs increase bonus damage for kinetic weapons. This is actually substantial, guys. Your kinetic special weapons are going to be doing a lot more damage next season. Legendary linear fusion rifle adjustments, subclass verbs for more exotic weapons, things like Prometheus Lens is getting incandescent, Sunshot will apply Scorch, also some tuning to various perks. Again, guys, if you haven't seen that video, we'll link that down below. Lots of big changes on the horizon. Now, bye-bye blues for real this time. After this week's hotfix 6.3.0.7, we eliminated another source of blue ingrams. Now, once you hit the soft power cap, powerful enemies that used to have small chances of dropping blue ingrams will now drop a purple ingram instead. While more valuable, this replacement doesn't relieve as much inventory or postmaster pressure as we would like, and we'll need an additional update to get us to our ultimate goal. Early in Lightfall, we're planning to have more powerful enemies instead drop Glimmer, and occasionally a purple ingram, whenever they would have dropped a blue ingram to help keep your postmaster inventory clean. Additionally, we've recently boosted Gunsmith reputation gains from other sources by 25% to help everyone rank up with Banshee 44 even faster. Now, I will say this, guys, we were actually farming Ascendant Alloys. And by the way, you need to farm Ascendant Alloys this week. The Ghost mission is the weekly rotation mission. It's dropping Ascendant Alloys on Master pretty often. I mean, we did 6 runs, and all 6 of them we got Ascendant Alloys. Granted, still RNG. But during those runs, guys, so many legendaries were dropping. Our postmaster pretty much got slammed immediately. But the good thing is, at least I'm getting legendary shards from it. So yes, still got a problem here with inventory management, but if you're like me and you're broke on legendary shards, then this is an absolute blessing. Now, Lightfall maintenance downtime. Just before Lightfall drops, Destiny 2 will be brought offline for 24 hours, starting at 9 a.m. Pacific on February the 27th, 2023. Holy hell, a full 24 hours. If needed, you can check your local time here. Players will be reminded of the downtime in-game and our social media channels before it starts. Now, during this period, players can pre-download Lightfall on all platforms. Be advised that the download file will be large, but this new installation will improve load times and overall disk space usage will be smaller afterwards. Now, once the game is brought back online and Lightfall is launched, sign-in queues are expected, especially during the first hours and peak play times. Keep an eye on Bungie Help and at Destiny 2 Team for more information, and be sure to wrap up everything you want to achieve during Season of the Seraph before downtime begins. All right, guys, I think I might actually make like a checklist video this week or this weekend, just so everybody has everything done before this downtime. And I'm normally the worst when it comes to waiting till the last minute. Now, Cabal Scorpions need some tough love. Valis Forge wants us to remind you all that this is the last week of Iron Banner before the new expansion. Therefore, it's your last chance to gild the Iron Lord title if you haven't already. We increase the reputation gains all over the board, so take that into consideration when jumping into Iron Banner Fortress. Now, if you're more into the exclusive gear aspects of the event, you might want to grab some extra rolls of weapons that are leaving the loot pool to make room for the next ones. The Iron Companion armor sets aren't going anywhere, but both the Frontier's Cry hand cannon and the Razor's Edge sword will go away to make room for the Bite of the Fox sniper rifle and Jorm's Claw pulse rifle. Both new versions will have the Iron Banner origin traits and new perk combinations. And last but not least, remember that we announced that Iron Banner will be a 3-week event again starting in Season 20. We'll share more information about game modes and exact dates in the near future. So yeah, guys, if you want to go ahead and get that coveted shader, which gives your Guardian that chainmail look, and also things like Frontier's Cry, aka the Chode, which is actually a really good 180, guys. We made a review on it a while back. You also got Razor's Edge, which you can get with Chain Reaction. Definitely snag a few of those before it goes away. Now, celebrating the Black History Month. The Black at Bungie Inclusion Club was created more than 2 years ago, and their mission is still clear. Celebrate and uplift Black employees at the studio. They have never stopped working since then, both inside and outside of Bungie, creating several fundraisers and sponsorships. Today, they have an update to share with you all as part of the celebration of Black History Month. The Black at Bungie, hey Guardians! Black at Bungie is ready to celebrate another year of Black History Month. This last year was a great one for our Inclusion Club. Our membership grew exponentially. We've continued our partnership with Yale University to help with their research to improve video graphics for skin and hair, as well as continuing to be a sponsor of Game Devs of Color Expo. As we move into the new year, we're looking to build up our internal community, especially with so many of our new memberships being remote. We're also working on ensuring that our club has a voice in the continued development of Bungie and its universes. You can show your support at Black Americans by purchasing our Be Heard pin at the Bungie store and the EU Bungie store. All profits go to the Southern Poverty Law Front. Now, polls are open. Same 14 takes his job very seriously and is quite proud of his ranges of wares. But since he likes you all, sometimes he's open to having your input into the game mode he cares for so much. What we're trying to say is that players who have opted to receive Bungie marketing emails will have the chance to choose what map will be featured in Trials of Osiris next week. Now, once the polls are open, you'll be able to vote for one of these 3 classic maps. Choose wisely. We have Fortress, Twilight Gaps, and Radiant Cliffs. Oh, fellas, choose wisely here. Honestly, it's been a hot minute since we had Twilight Gap. I'd be down. Now, some known issues. Beginning Tuesday, January the the 31st, after hotfix 6.3.0.7, Destiny player support began seeing reports from players who had recently deleted characters concerning character progression loss upon the reappearance of previously deleted characters. Now, after an investigation into player logs, the team was able to identify and address the cause of the issue, and we believe only a limited population of players that had deleted an existing character within 48 hours of the release of hotfix 6.3.0.7 were affected. We want to reiterate to players that we take the safety of player data very seriously and are continuously working to ensure that player data remains safe and intact. We'll continue monitoring the situation closely, though we believe the issue has been fully resolved. All right, so if you were affected by that, let us know if this is actually fixed for you. Now, reminders, this is the last Iron Banner for Season 19. February the 27th, there will be a 24-hour downtime for Destiny 2 in preparation for Lightfall. February the 28th is when Season 20 begins, as well as when Lightfall begins. Also, end of the month, 2022 Prime Gaming rewards expire. These are the unclaimed rewards. Keep in mind too, guys, I want to say on the 13th of February, we're going to enter the final 2 weeks of the season, and we're supposed to be getting a season finale of sorts. I don't know what's going to happen. We're speculating that like Rasputin may die, or at least may like disarm himself in some way. We also have Clovis floating around, so we got to figure out how that's going to tie into Lightfall. But yes, we're getting some sort of finale, but who knows? Then we also have another list of known issues, some problems with quests that cannot be picked up, some emblems not displaying correctly. Again, if one of these issues is affecting you, it is on the docket list to eventually be addressed. And as a final note here from Bungie, and that's it for this week. There are only a few TWABs left before Lightfall drops. And still a lot of new information we want to share with you, so don't worry because it's certainly coming. Keep an eye on Bungie.net and our official social media channels for more standalone articles, and maybe even follow our new Destiny 2 accounts if you want to ask us something. We're also on Reddit, Twitter, and Bungie.net for now. We hope everyone is having a great time now that Season of the Seraph is entering its final weeks. There's still plenty of time to complete some of the triumphs and titles you have left, finish more weapon patterns, reset another ritual rank, gather more materials, play in pinnacle content, and even attempt a solo flawless run of Spire the Watcher. Just take it easy, and as always, try to have the most fun. Hasta luego, Bruno Louviers. Bruno, I hope I'm saying your name right, but that is a sexy name. All right, guys, that's your TWAB this week. Again, if you missed any of our previous videos covering everything from the podcast to yesterday's blog post or even the previous blogs from last week and the week before, Bungie has been dropping a lot of juicy information on Wednesday of all days. We'll have a list and links to all of those down below in the description. Well, fellas and ladies, thank you all for coming and watching, and as always,
Slap that like button like your mama told you right.